Hello, and this is the Progressive Cynic. Today is the day after Labor Day, and something amazing has happened in Washington. A bipartisan group of politicians have actually managed to agree on something of extreme importance. I know, it's amazing, particularly considering the political malaise and gridlock which has afflicted our country in the past 2 years or so. Now, unfortunately, what these people can all agree on is that war is good. Unlike in other situations, like whether or not we should fund the government, or whether we should shut it down, or maybe whether or not we should kick a bunch of sick people off of their health care by repealing Obamacare without putting in an alternative. In these situations, we've seen gridlock and partisan infighting which has crippled Washington. In an issue of war, it took about probably 36 hours for Nancy Pelosi, President Obama, John Boehner, and Eric Cantor to all agree that war is good. Now, I think that there's a legitimate debate over whether or not we need to involve ourselves in Syria and deal with the fact that they used chemical weapons against all international convention. Personally, I support some involvement after an international consensus is reached, but not until then. You can watch a video that I made just last week on this very subject. But ultimately, that's not the subject of this video. This video is focusing purely on the fact that we cannot agree on anything but that war is good. It's unbelievable. When we reach bipartisan consensus with such speed, it must be something uncontroversial, right? But no. It's not something uncontroversial in Washington. It's something that the defense contractors and the military-industrial complex agrees upon. Both parties cannot agree on whether or not we should help Americans, but we can clearly agree that war is what we need right now, because that will help pay the people who pay the people in Washington. I know it's a bit confusing, but just work it out. Unfortunately, this is now the new level of agreement. We have no assistance to the people who actually need it domestically, but we can certainly all decide that it's a great idea to blow up a bunch of people abroad.